Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes to understand how this meditation technique will help for us to develop our inner awareness. So, when it comes to Buddhism, especially with the philosophy of the Buddha's teaching, it directly takes us to understand the impermanence. Why it is important to understand? Because that is the very fundamental quality that we can see within everything. But on the surface of this outside world, we always see how things developing and how things construct. So that nature always take us to believe there is something, there is something, there is something. So there is something, but that something happened underneath of impermanence. So when it comes to ourselves, we know that. But knowingly, not enough for us to get out of it, get out of the pain or the struggle. We all know things change. But look ourselves, when a situation comes, we deeply addicted to being permanent. We don't want things to change around us. We don't allow things to change around us. We don't want to accept when things are ready to change. When we look our human history, generations to generations, what we experience, change. As you know, the Genghis Khan and Roman, Alexander the Great, King Asoka, this all change. But still, when it comes to ourselves, that what we know is not enough to handle ourselves. So then, the moment we experience, not going to be here the same way, even though we want it like that. And moment by moment, even though we came from this all the human history, even though we have that all the information regarding the change, we always thinking, leaning into forward, and we planning to next things, next one, next moment, next day, next event, next retreat, next meditation, next meal, next vacation, next party. So like that, we are always planning ahead towards next moment. But the thing is, when the change happen in us, it drives us crazy. Why this? One thing is, you have to understand, just knowing is not enough to get out of the suffering. So that's why in meditation, you have to develop the skill to see. Knowing and seeing, two different ways of achieving or gaining the wisdom. Knowing is necessary in this conventional life. In this intellectual knowledge, we have to know. But when it comes to Dharma, you have to develop the skill or the ability to see. See even just not through the eye. See through the mind. So that's why even when you close your eyes, that is where you train. When you close your eyes and observe your inhalation, exhalation, it's not you try to see through this physical eye because it's already closed. It gives the skill for yourself to recognize or see through the mind. That's a skill. So that is one thing. So develop it. Always don't try to experience things with physical, because that what is physical appear as it is sometimes not there exactly the way we think. It's come from different structure. It's come out of the different layers. So sometimes we have no power to access to exactly to the right thing, that maybe even the physical layer. Just imagine as the sun, the moon. So the sun, that what we see, even though in that very moment we get the heat to us, it is not the heat coming from the moment that what we see. That it's a many minutes already gone, that whatever the heat we experience is different than what we see. So the stars in the far away, sometimes the mountains, that the wind that we experience, even with the people, and we maybe sometimes with these machines and technology, even the whatever the news, and maybe you see it's kind of like a live breaking news, but it's not live like that what you think. It's not live streaming, even though it say live streaming, it's not there like that. It's already happened. And through many editing, maybe you experience, you think it's all, look at that, it's live event. So one of the biggest thing happened in Beijing Olympic, and they already set up that everything, and through the computers they telecast, and all over the world people saw it, and but it is not the exactly what is happened there. So like that then. In day-to-day life with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, don't be addicted to this, get the kind of like a physical way of experience, because it is not there. Even just as example, nowadays, look, that whatever the food or the vitamin or the medicine that you see the label, and what you see on the label is not inside the bottle or the box or the packet. It's something else. See? But the thing is, we become very limited to that. But when you develop the wisdom or the knowledge, deeply see through the mind, it's different understanding. So that is what you need to recognize this impermanence nature of the world. Because that is the ultimate wisdom you need. It's a kind of like this practice, the Buddha's teaching is this, all the vipassana is a direct path to go into the depth of this all. But the thing is, one is that we don't want to see it that way. And another thing is, sometimes we don't want to access directly. Like when you go for a vacation, when you go for a drive, sometimes, it's give a direct, direct road. But sometimes you don't want to go like that way. You want to stop somewhere, or you take some other, places. You don't want to go directly. It's a skill. So that is another thing that you have to understand. Because of that, this attitude we develop, we want to go here and there. And that attitude deeply within our mind, also in our life, within understanding the truth also, it affects for us. So that's why when you observe the inhalation, exhalation, you don't go with the counting, with the kind of like moderating the inhalation, exhalation, like doing pranayama, or doing many other breathing exercise. You just go simply and recognize the sensation of inhalation, exhalation. It's a direct access. And other important thing is, this is very careful. Why you can't get this, recognize this change? You are addicted to hold it to suffering. You like suffering. It's through the samsaric journey we develop this habit. And because of that, we can't see the depth of this change, impermanence. And we always keep the struggle with the suffering, and even though it's kind of like difficult for us, sad, disappointed, unhappy, fearful, dangerous, still we like it. So look deeper into you, and sometimes you like to cry, you like to be afraid, you like the suffering, struggle, pain. So that's the behavior keep driving you forward. That's a kind of like a nature that building your tomorrow. So seeing the change will slowly help you to get out of this. So this is a time that you have to remember. If you take this opportunity, you're not going to go with this nature for tomorrow or for your future. You slowly start to change it. That change is necessary if you look for liberation, because that is the only way, understanding impermanence, seeing the impermanence within everything. So we have some behavior always with us. And recognizing that behavior and not hold it to that, but seeing it will help you to slowly deconstruct this idea of life or the self or the I am, or the kind of like permanent, or the joy of suffering. It's one thing is we are addicted to always knowing an object. Always. Look yourself. Always you are. With your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. Always you are addicted to hold it to an object. So that is something that not allow us to recognize deeper this impermanence. So the meditation will give you, that in the beginning you get into the present moment and you get the primary mental object and observe the sensation of inhalation, exhalation. So that will replace that, the idea of object to some kind of moment of changeable experience. So your primary mental object become the inhalation, exhalation, and now it will slowly take you to recognize the deeper impermanence. So that's why practicing this meditation slowly, little by little, directly take you to the liberation. So if you keep practice, and if you know the mechanism behind it, that's very important for you. It's your choice. So you have to remember, no one going to rescue you, no one going to help you, no one going to be there waiting for you to help you. So in this very moment, what you experience not going to become the next moment. It's going to change. But it look like it's going to be there, but it is not like that. So that's why you should know this impermanence. But the thing is, when we always knowing an object, it give a kind of like a solid experience. It's kind of like a it's look like something is there for us. But it is not. One day you will come to experience there's nothing for you. But that day maybe you cry, become unhappy, fight, but it's too late. Don't wait till that happens. It happened to everyone. It happened to everyone. It's going to happen to all of us. It's always happening. Look around you from the past to today. How many people used to be around you within the last 10 years? And how many places you went, and how many, the places you may used to live. But look where you are today, with whom? But today you think, oh, this permanent, this is good, but it's not going to become like that. But when we have the idea of always knowing an object, what happens? The mind not allow us to see this impermanence. So that's why practicing meditation slowly, little by little, give deeper access to understand beyond this object. It's really kind of like it's empty. There is something, but it's empty. Another thing is that maybe you see there is something, but it also depends from a lot of things. So as example, bell sound, say the sound come to us. You see this, you see the bell, but the sound, keep the connection and know yourself linked towards the bell. And so the bell is an object for you, and the sound is an object for the ear. But end of this all, you recognize, even though you think it's there something like that way, it's all depend from something else. It's bound deeply with something else. And when that things disappear, it cannot be there itself. So that's why even you see that any object is there, whatever you hold, always you depend, there is object. You have to remember that object appear there like that way because of, with the help of something. And when that things disappear, that object cannot be there itself. So the impermanence, the wisdom of impermanence give you this understanding, and it take you to the depth. And the next one is, need to understand to get into this impermanence, is see this constructive nature of consciousness, the knowing part. It's always we know something. So that's give kind of like the solid permanent experience to us. Oh, there is me. I know. But if you look how this consciousness construct there like that way, there is no such a permanent knower inside us. That's your consciousness also depend from form, feeling, perception, volition. So practicing meditation give you this wisdom, and that way also, because that this constructive nature of consciousness give us the idea of permanent or the solid experience. So it become kind of like a barrier to see this impermanence. But once you know how this knower happens and the behavior of that what you know, and then you recognize that also going to change by the time. Look what you knew in your past. And what happened to that things today? So then what you know today, what will happen within another 10, 20 years? So then that what you know today don't allow, take is to kind of like a permanent way of understanding. No. Just know it's good to know about that, and knowingly it's okay for today. But remember that what you know is not belong to being permanent, they are with you. It will change. And when it change, be ready to accept it. So if you see the mechanism, how it changed, then it's very easy for you to accept when it changed. Otherwise, it's going to become very difficult for you. And the third one is, it is very important. And you may never thought about it before. So that's why you should know how we maintain our language, condition our experience. So your language it's changed deeply about your understanding. We always look into the outside world and even with Dharma or the teachings or the meditation and everything, but we don't see that we go with the same language, we hold the same language, and we use the same language inside us. And then we try to get different things, but by the end of the day, it becomes the same to you. So then it is very important to change your language. So the change your language doesn't mean you have to learn a different language. No. The communication happen in you, deeply inside you. And you already construct, you already build up certain ideas about something. So you have to slowly expand and you have to slowly start to bring different and the wisdom or the knowledge from different side and go deeper into and expand the meaning of the language that you use. So as example, if somebody asks, what is meditation for you? Look the way you explain it. So see, even though you practice and sometimes your language, the way you explain it, interpret as something else. So then, if you look deeply yourself and give more definition and give more meaning to that words, it will expand deeply. Even regarding the idea of impermanence. But what do you know about impermanence? And maybe you think, oh, it's about change. What is change? Oh, it's this change, that change, our body change, what we see change. Is that the change? That also change. But how about form, feeling, perception, volition, and recognition in the depth of this all? You experience the form, and that in that very moment, form bring perception and the feelings. The feelings change and develop the perception. Perception transform to volition. And volition transform to recognition. So that's a different way of understanding impermanence. So like that, the language, the meaning of words that we know hold us. And it's like, as you know, this how people brainwash. So most of time, through the language, you can brainwash others. So not by experiencing, not allowing someone to experience something. So then you have to remember, Dharma is not something that you can gain by language. Dharma is something you can experience through being with it, through practicing it. And the impermanence is not something that you can gain by language, by understanding a word. Most of us, that is what we do. But impermanent is something you have to know. So that knowing happens only by being with it and allowing it to go through you. And that is what another way called the seeing. But most of time, we don't want to put our life on that position. We want to be the same like this, who we are, and we want to be in our comfort zone, and then we want to see around us and how things happen, and then we want to understand everything the way we want. It doesn't happen like that. You're not going to understand anything. Even what you understand like that way is not going to become real. So that's why you have to trust the Dharma. You have to have the faith, and you have to put yourself to practice and be with it, and open your heart, open your life to the practice. And that way, moment by moment, moment by moment, then you will see. And that experience you gain, irreversible, and it's unstoppable and direct path take you towards the liberation. So the way is understanding impermanence. That understanding doesn't mean by words, and see through your life experience. And if you get that wisdom to yourself and be with it, you will see how joyful that path. And it doesn't matter you like or not, it always happens there. So then you have a good opportunity, rather than hold it to something else. We build up on our mind. You can just be with the reality and see and understand it. So the meditation is the method that allows you to little by little go deeper into that reality and experience it moment by moment, moment by moment. So when you focus to in front of your nose and upper lip area, your sensation of inhalation, exhalation. So in the beginning, separately understand inhalation and exhalation, two things. So in the beginning, you can start this recognizing the sensation, and then there are two ways, inhalation and exhalation. So then long inhalation, short inhalation, warm, cold, so like that, it has a different character. Just see it from inhalation, exhalation, both. And then Each inhalation, exhalation has its own beginning, the middle, and the end. See it very carefully. And observe this entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation. And then you will see on the depth of this all is what is the meaning of change. It's not somebody doing it. It's not happen because of you think that way. No. It is the nature itself happened there. So through practicing moment by moment, just get the ability to experience it without putting your own point of view, your own ideas, thoughts, patterns, concept, methods, so like that. You detach that all, just observe and experience. So with that, let's get into practice. Your right palm on your left and neck, head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Swapatveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. So all the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. We also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge in this moment with this sitting. May my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens through the sensation, recognize it, do nothing extra. Bring my attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible. Near or far away. Already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it. with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavatacha sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya dhamma nudhamma patipattiya buddham puje mi dhammang puje mi sanghang puje mi Addaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paribunjissami Idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamunchatu. Bless you.